Hi there. This is Ed and Chris.
Hello.
We're here for our weekly virtual tasting of delicious wines from all over the world. We do it right here live and in person on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock, but this is the virtual version so that you can be safe at home and still enjoy the fruits of the vine, so to speak.
No need to go without.
That's right. We don't want anyone to suffer needlessly. And speaking of suffering, it's time to open some wine.
I thought you'd never ask.
Yep. Well, we've had some snow. We've had some inclement weather. It's cold. Power's out at my house. 49 degrees in the house. And
Wind is howling.
it won't stop. It's crazy. But you know what? It's February.
It's kind of the time to do it, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, this would not be a welcome thing in June.
Not a big surprise, I guess, if you think about it. But I'm still going to moan about it.
Well, rightfully so, because February is a good moaning month. You know, we get through January and you're like, oh, that's the worst part. And then, you get to
Then comes
February, like, oh,
February.
no, actually, this is the worst part. But by this month, though, we'll start to see some bulbs come up, and before you know it, we'll start seeing the signs of spring. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Emerge, and we'll all come back from the cliff a little bit, I think, despite the chill and wind in the air.
Yeah, we're all going to survive just fine. That is a beautiful bottle, by the way. It's from our friends at Borsao. We've featured a lot of their wines. Chris has served many of the wines even when he was at Trio.
Mm-hmm.
That's not your Trio,
No,
that's your chef. I thought maybe you had your Trio.
Mrs. Wishart made this, so we're representing her work.
Yeah, she does a fine job. And so with that being said, I guess we're going back to the well again with this winery just because they give us so much bang for the buck. Now, typically we've had some single varietals for them, and this one is a little bit different. This is a GSM. Now, if you don't know, GSM typically stands for Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre, made famous from the southern Rhone, southern France, and Chef Chris and I are huge fans of this area. Ventoux, Gigondas, just Côte de Rhone, Côte de Rhone Village. I mean, it's Chateauneuf, of course, that comes to mind. But there's lots of great examples of how these grapes blend together. Now, this GSM is a little different because it's from Spain, and the M's a little bit different. Now, the G is Grenache, or Garnacha, as they call it in Spain. The Syrah is still Syrah, but the M is Mazuela, which is actually Carignan. Now, that is not anything that's out of the ordinary for Southern Rhone as well. You'll see this blended in their GSMs quite often. So we're not like off on another planet. We're actually, heck, we're just probably a stone's throw, if anything.
I think people
they
think it's some faraway land, and it's it's like going to Burlington.
Right. You have they have a lot of winemaking techniques that I would say are styles that are reminiscent of each other in southern France and Spain. So this is nothing new under the sun. Now, of course, this also doesn't taste like a French wine. It is certainly a Spanish wine, and so that's why we love it. So, it's just like in Napa, Sonoma, right next door, tastes different. And just because we're just a few miles apart doesn't mean we're not going to get something unique and special, because we are. And this is a perfect example how you can have similar grapes, similar styles, and yet the end package is special and different.
Well, you think even here, you just drive 20 minutes north, and it's like a whole nother microclimate. I mean, it's not unusual at all to have a 15-degree difference.
Oh yeah, we're looking up here at the mountain ridge is covered in snow, and that's probably going to stay that way for a while.
Yeah, well, because it's not going to. It has nothing to deter it.
That's
that
right.
Temp's going to stay. We're getting a little relief, at 40 degrees, but it's not the case.
It sure doesn't feel like 40. It feels like 20.
40-mile-an-hour winds will take.
But this wine sure will help warm the cockles of the heart. And one of the things that Chef Chris and I love about GSM blends in particular is how fruity they are, but bone dry at the same time. So it's a little bit of the best of both worlds, in my opinion.
It is, and I don't understand the chemistry behind it, how they get it so dry while still being such a bright expression of the fruit.
There's no shortage of alcohol in your shop. 15 easy.
Yeah, easy.
But not in a negative way. I'm not saying this reeks about
no,
rubbing
it
alcohol.
doesn't drink hot.
It's integrated, yes.
It doesn't
it's not
drink hot. It's very integrated, very balanced, structured.
I can feel it going all the way down.
That first sip was let you know what's up. Delicious.
This is just what the doctor ordered for a gloomy, wintry day / evening. I think this would definitely give you some comfort.
A lot of comfort, and you know, going back to how you've selected this producer multiple times, so they deserve to be at this table in this format because their wines are very different. So it's not just a different label on the same wine. I mean, these wines are all very distinctive in their characteristics, but the thing that binds them together is consistency. They're all consistently great.
And again, under $20, we're looking at $18, not 18, 19 tops.
Can't beat it.
You just you can't beat this value. We keep shouting from the rooftops of the value of Spain. There's a lot of facts that back that up, and this is one right here.
Yet another example of Spain's quality at very, very approachable pricing, and it consistently drinks over its tag.
Absolutely, Chef. So now that we've got the wine selected, what kind of food do you think you're going to throw at these people?
Well, we're excited because guess what came back in availability? The Dirty Girl from Prodigal Farms. This is the mixed.
This is probably our most requested cheese.
The most requested cheese for purchasing to take home. This is the mixed Dirty Girl. This is the 50-50 cow and goat. The original Dirty Girl is 100% goat cheese. But the mixed, I think, is probably, it's not obviously not as sharp, but it's a superior cheese because it has so many different layers of flavor. And of course, this is an aged cheese, so it's the texture is going to be more like an Asiago. It's not. A lot of the Prodigal Farms cheese are very fresh and soft. Yep. The Dirty Girl is one of their few offerings that is aged and not brittle by any means, but more of that
complexities, the nuttiness.
The nuttiness really comes out in this. So we're going to have that with a little.
You know what, Chef? I just
salumi.
thought of something. You're like a fine cheese. The older you get, the nuttier you get.
It's proven true, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you say salumi? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
right.
when I heard the salumi word, I just perked up. Where's that going to be from?
That is from American Butcher, and this is
Georgia, right?
Georgia, and this is their olive. Their salumi studded with olives.
Oh yes,
it's going to be great with the Dirty Girl and this beautiful Spanish
salinity
cheese.
in there.
Close your eyes, you wouldn't know where you were. You would think you were
That's
in
good
Spain.
living. So that would probably be enough. We probably don't even need to have anything else.
I mean, that would be enough for us, probably, if we had a double portion.
Yeah, that's true.
But we wouldn't need more variety, just more of it.
Right. We do like our cured meats, our olives, our cheeses. We could probably live off of them.
What else do you need? Some briny things, some fermented things, some aged things. You don't need anything else.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of, we're talking about their things to pick up with their wine, but there's also some great availability for family meals this week.
Wow, great lineup. We've got the herb de Provence roasted whole chickens. We did those last week. Huge.
We sold out in the restaurant.
Sold out. And that was our single largest family meal day in a long time. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, clearly those struck a chord. Well, they're beautiful chickens. They're the Coleman organic chickens. And
those chickens live a good life.
They live a good life. And they did not die in vain because we are going to honor and enjoy them. Brine them this morning. Beautiful rosemary, lemon, brine in there, so they're going to enjoy that bath overnight, and then slow roast in the morning, and the brining just brings out this gorgeous caramel color on the chicken.
They are beautiful.
And we're doing the panko crusted pork chops, and again, this beautiful White Marble Farms pork. We're doing the honey and soy glazed salmon. Then the Painted Hills short ribs to close out the week.
It's almost impossible. Of course, as a chef, those are like four of the if you're checking boxes for what you want to eat, those are all up in the top 20.
You can't get away from.
And then to choose one would be difficult. I think people are going to have to order a couple nights.
I think that would be prudent. And I got a new technique on those short ribs this week too. So I normally braise them. Braising means you do it in a wet environment. But I'm going to do a little different. I'm going to totally do them dry this time, and I'm going to do super low heat for a long period and test that theory out. I've got some I'm doing for our chef's table on Saturday. So I'm going to try a little different technique. I got a different herb spice rub for them. Anyway, I'm curious to see how it goes.
Well, I know that the people that are doing the chef's table, we have regulars that are coming, and they will be very pleased.
How could they not? That Painted Hills is just everything we've gotten from them. It's just been stunning.
It really is.
I mean, the marbling, the flavor. I mean, it's just.
I'm glad that no one in these parts, as far as restaurants, butchers, they haven't got onto that bandwagon yet. So you've been able to get what you want from them.
Yes.
They're but if they get discovered, so to speak, around here, you're gonna have a lot harder time getting it.
A lot harder time, but we are well positioned too, because we get the pick of the litter because we've been supporting.
Right. Yeah. And that kind of like your Wagyu program.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Which is they've been very good to you because you were very good to them.
Yep. And we have more of that coming soon as well, so we'll be excited to be reintroducing that. We had a little lull here for a couple of weeks, but it will be back.
That's the deal. People don't realize is how important relationships are between farmer and chef, and the hustle that has to go on by the chef to not only take care of his customers, but to take care of the people that are producing. And it's you're a middleman in a sense, and
Yes.
You're getting played both ways. It's exhausting for a chef, and he wants to get everything for everybody, but he doesn't always have that ability.
Yeah, and it's especially true with farmers. I think that was one of the hard parts when we were trying to grow. Is farmers didn't have the confidence to plant, because there wasn't. Thank you. There wasn't, people were worried, I can't sell, if I plant all this, I can't sell it all at the market.
Right.
There's not enough people to take it. So, as we've grown with our farmers, they have that confidence because they know we'll take it.
Yeah.
And they can plant more and they can try new things and they don't have to worry about losing a crop. And I think the same is true of our fishermen and our livestock and all these things. You don't want to be cute. You don't want to dip in here and there, now and there and buy 5 pounds of something here and there because people. It's hard to plan. It's hard to, and of course everybody always wants something new, and so I get that. And so you do have to shop around and always trying to get the new thing. But you don't want to forget what got you there either.
Yeah, but also I think with your growing relationship with these farmers, they understand that people want things new, so they're going to be providing things.
Exactly.
They're going to get out of their box.
They're going to get out of there, exactly.
Because you have to get out of yours.
Yes.
And it's like that trickle down. And considering you could take acorns and make them taste good, I would imagine every farmer would want you to have their product to really showcase.
It's a good showcase. It's a good showcase, and we make some pretty stuff here.
Just before we started filming, I had a friend of mine come in, and he came in because he was wondering if he could get the contacts for one of our farmers because he's having a hard time finding his products.
Nice.
And he knew that he could find it here, and that
Nice.
says a lot about your relationship, Chef.
That's fantastic.
All right, let's move on to this beauty, and let me see if I can get the label. It's a little bit harder to read. And this is a fun one from Robert Hall. Paso Robles is another place that Chris and I preach. It's a good kind of preaching. It's not fire and brimstone. It's like we're all going to be saved by delicious wine. So Robert Hall, we had their Merlot on the list for quite a while. It was a real winner in terms of international sales in our winery and restaurant. And this is a signature series just for restaurants or high-end wine shops, kind of an elevated level. And this is their Cabernet. And it is absolutely stunning. I remember when this guy pulled it out, I was like, oh yeah, Robert Hall, I've had that. He's like, oh no, you haven't had this one. And you got a little bit of age here, which is great. Paso Robles wines, in my opinion, need a couple years. They are very intense to start out. They tend to have real brightness to them, great acidity, which helps, time will help soften that down a little bit, and lots of spice. And I really don't know why people aren't buying more Paso Robles wines. What was it, 4 vines that we got introduced to 10, 15 years ago. We did a couple wine dinners with these guys.
Yes.
They actually came all the way out from California
To Mount Airy.
to do, yeah, and they were Zinfandel specialists.
Well,
And-
we sold 14 cases that night too. So
Right.
I mean, it
Yeah.
resonated with people.
Absolutely. So this region makes great wines, bang for the buck wines, without a doubt. And that is kind of our thing. We do like to get value in especially now. And this is absolutely beautiful. The
God,
nose on this, holy
is a
cow.
gorgeous bouquet. In the first sip, you know you're into something special. Really intense wine, but it's concentrated. It's not just intensity for the sake of intensity. I mean, it's the fruit it's almost like a savory pie.
Yes. Absolutely.
Just how
A
in
savory
pie,
pie. That's
the
a
oven,
beautiful description.
And
because there's a buttery
there's
pastry in here.
Yes, and it's like right out of the oven, not like where it'll burn your tongue, but you haven't let it cool down.
Right.
Because the fruit is still really popping and intense.
Yes.
And,
You nailed it, sir.
Yeah, that's great.
That is a great description. We do have the oak influence here, but it is not what's driving it. I wouldn't say it certainly is the fruit, and boy, it is for something that's so assertive in flavor. It's still velvety soft. Sometimes those two don't go together. Sometimes there can be, you know what I mean? Like okay, I've got this plush wine, but it's not as intense flavor-wise because it's plush.
It's plush.
You know what I mean? It kind of takes away a little bit of that aggressiveness. I think we agree. We both like kind of aggressive wines, really big Spanish wines and Italian wines that kind of bring the thunder. We are big on French wines because nobody makes wines better, but our personal palates, we like a little bit of that, pow. And I think Paso Robles brings that.
It has all the things you love about that. Only I think that their fruit is just a bit more sun ripened.
Agreed.
And the structure is there, the acidity, the balance, all the things that we love about Spanish and Italian wines. But there's just a little something extra in Paso Robles with their fruit.
Yeah.
I think that to me you always get a little rust. With the Spanish and the Italian wines, and these in the Paso Robles wines are always just a little brighter. Even with, like you were saying, you still get the tannins. And I haven't even taken my second sip because normally when you have an intense wine, it tends to be really stringent throughout. You take that and it really it attacks you and it doesn't, and it either immediately dissipates or it stays with you. This, it's lush on the finish. And you're like, even since the first sip, it's been a minute or two while we've been talking. You can just feel the layers of velvet that are still there, and that's special.
I love I'm never going to be able to get that savory fruit pie out of my mind for the rest of my life, because I'm just picturing it sitting down here in front of us.
Blackberry,
Yes.
raspberry pie right
Yeah,
there.
it's there. Blackberry, absolutely. Raspberry, maybe even some blueberry in it.
Blueberry for sure.
It's got a lot of fruit flavors, berry flavors, and you're not going to miss out on flavor on this wine. And again, under $20
Keeps getting better. And
Yeah.
this is a signature wine too. To be under $20 for a signature wine is really special because they're really proud of this. They're not putting it out there on aisle 3. They really want you to stop and notice this for the limited allocation. They're allowing it to only be restaurant and high-end retail.
Right.
That's telling you a lot about, especially Robert Hall. He can sell whatever he wants,
That's
but for
true.
him to hold this back, they're sending the message that this is something to enjoy.
And this guy has been successful at every level. I mean, every level. I mean, he has been a developer, bowling alleys. There's all kinds of crazy stuff this guy's done. And, he had a visit to the Rhone, which we were just talking about how much we love the Rhone. And he was like, holy cow, I want that lifestyle of wine. And he made it happen out in Paso Robles. Now, again, this is a signature series, Robert Hall. You're not going to find it in many places at all. But when you do, please support the Robert Hall family of wines. They do so much, including when they offer things like this to restaurants like ours. It helps our restaurant. So they know that they're helping our restaurant by having exclusive things, so that you're no offense to the grocery stores. I mean, they do a great job selling their wines, but it sure is nice having something special for the restaurants that people understand that you support your restaurant by going to get the wine there.
Well, and it's twofold too, and I think they understand that a wine of this quality and its intensity needs a little steering.
Sure.
It needs someone like you to hand sell it. It needs a venue where it'll be appreciated. I think it would be easy to pick up this wine at the store.
That's a pretty label.
That's a pretty label, and Robert Hall signature. Oh, this is great, and it can really get away from you at home if you're not. So they understand that this is going to get, the platform.
Right.
It deserves to pick up on all the things that separate this from their day-to-day offerings, which are great. I mean,
Like I said, their Merlot did wonderful here, and John Adams he loved that wine.
Loved it.
One of our dear friends who moved away, and we do miss him. If you're watching this,
hope you're watching. I talked to John and Julie this week. So,
they're beautiful people, and they're doing beautiful things no matter where they go. So, Chef, we're talking about this wine. What kind of food are you going to pair with it?
Well, this week everyone's the beneficiary of the test kitchen.
We got guinea pigs out there? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we're doing the Wellingtons for Valentine's next week, and so I'm doing my test run because I'm actually testing out a different method. I mean, the Wellingtons are classic.
Yeah.
But I've been reading up on different styles, and I found one I think I want to try, and I'm going to try it this week.
Okay.
And to make sure,
getting ready for Valentine's.
And of course we need a little imagery for
for
the to-go stuff.
Yeah.
So I think all these things are going to combine to where we're going to have some Wellingtons left over for the tastings.
Lucky you people, because that is a $50 dish you're getting.
So we've got our beautiful tenderloins, and actually they'll be getting the Brasstown. And I'm making a stuffing with mushrooms, like a duxelle with some chestnut.
Nice.
Wrapping it in prosciutto and spinach, and then the puff pastry. It's going to be really nice. I'm excited to try.
Those are coming from the chestnuts coming from Bardland?
No, these are. I can't get the. No, these are actual chestnuts.
Oh, literally chestnuts.
Literally
I
chestnuts.
thought about those chestnut mushrooms.
No, those are beautiful. But no, I mean I'm doing like mushrooms. And I'm adding chestnuts to the duxelle.
Now that's taking it to another level.
Well, that's what I thought, and reading up on the history of of this, chestnuts were a big part of the Wellington emergence because it was a holiday dish. It was
Right.
often
And
served
chestnuts are a big part
big
of that.
part of that,
Mhm.
and so they were incorporated because they were abundant that time of year, and it was just a big part of Christmas or New Year's celebration. Of course, they don't do Thanksgiving over in England, but so there was a
Yeah.
So I'm going to incorporate those into the mix, and we'll just see how it goes, and wrap it all in prosciutto and
I love
pastry,
it.
and
That's fantastic. Well, it sounds like we've just knocked it out of the park with 2 great wines and 2 great pairings.
I mean, beautiful artisan cheeses, classic, extremely classic
Yeah.
beef dish. But I mean, the weather like it is. I mean, it's really going to warm our souls up with our
can't feel
food
my
and our
toes
wine.
right now.
Just it's so cold.
Well, also, we have our wine club pickup on the 7th and 14th, and we will be doing a virtual version of that for anybody interested in that, along with our, obviously, our virtual that we do every Thursday. We're gonna add one for our wine pickup party, which is all chocolate and all wine.
All chocolate and wine.
So if you're interested in that, just give us a buzz.
Who would
and we'll
want chocolate and wine?
I know, right? It's awesome. And we'll do one of our ONS wines and one international wine, and that way you'll get the best of both worlds. It was such a big hit last year that we were overwhelmed, I would say.
We were a
It's an
tad
understatement.
overwhelmed, and we don't do. And
We're not a
one
we're-
of our mottos.
We're not a high volume place. We're more of a quality place.
Pace. We're more about
Yeah.
pace, but
Yeah.
we're also not in the no business.
Yeah.
So I think we didn't
When we
want
got to
to tell
60
anybody.
people, we can do it.
We
Yeah.
can do it.
70, yeah, we can
Yeah.
do it. 80, yeah, we can do it. 100, yeah, like.
114, I think,
what
was
were
our
we
final.
thinking? So we split it into 2 weekends, the 7th and the 14th. So if you can be here, it's on a Sunday. We're not open that day, so there will not be any other food, but there will be wine and chocolate at noon on the 7th and the 14th. If you're looking to do a chef's table, we do have a Valentine's chef's table. Again, the restaurant's closed on the 14th, but we are doing a very special, intimate Valentine's chef's table. And we've already had people request it, so it shouldn't be.
Yeah, we've had some people sign up already, and so we're just going to move ahead with it.
And we're gonna start that early because it's on a Sunday. It'll be at 5 o'clock. So that's another great avenue for anyone to enjoy some of Chef Chris's food and to see the wines of the world.
Well, the pairings are always perfect, and it would be a very, like Ed was saying, be a very intimate atmosphere. No distractions. You don't hear all the stuff in the background. It's just going to be the chef's table night. It's going to be wonderful, and the chocolate and wine pairing's great. We have 5 delicious chocolates, very varied assortment. I try to use every different technique, so you're not having the same thing over and over. Thank you.
The menu is beautiful.
Yeah,
Chef.
it's going to be great, and
all this will be posted on our social media and our website. So if you need a point of reference, we got that.
Right. And we tend to throw a treat at that too. So we always have our menu, but somehow or another, a treat always finds
Something
its
will
way
sneak its
into
way
it.
in. Yeah, that's so you. Well, we do try to spoil people because we feel like we're spoiled. We worked for a wonderful family, wonderful business, and we are blessed beyond our imagination. Hey, everybody, thank you again for all the support of this video channel and what we're trying to do here. And all of you that are at home that want to be here, you're at the best place you can be. Be safe there, and when you're ready, come back and see us.
And we'll keep doing this until then, and probably even after, just because it's a lot of fun. And Ed and I love taking this quiet time every week. And we know that you're watching, and we're thinking about you, and it means a lot to us to take this quiet time to go over the wines, go over the foods, and just visit. When we kind of goof around a lot and we talk about work, but we also get off message, and we just enjoy this time together, both he and I, but he and I with all of you. And so thank you for tuning in and for being so supportive, because it's a lot of fun too.
Yep, and cheers to everyone.
Cheers to your health.
May you enjoy everything to its fullest. You've got to get some of
I'm
this
telling
wine.
you.
It's so
Man,
good.